We are live again, man. We're live again. How's everybody doing? Figured I'd hop back on here. We can chat it up, man. We can chat it up. All things UFC related, MMA news, UFC 310. We got a good fight night this weekend, UFC Macau. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I like whenever we get a good fight night going, and especially like I was saying here on the East Coast, it starts at I think the prelims start at like 3 a.m. So I don't know if I'll make it up that early on a Saturday, but I'll definitely be up for the main card. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I just put out a couple new videos. One on I think John Jones and Tom Aspinall, and then I did a main card prediction breakdown for this weekend, and then something about Bo Nickel. What's up, Craze? You're always on here, man. I appreciate it. I'm trying to go live again a little bit more consistently, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know, because like it's like early after, it's like in the afternoon right now, so I don't know if this is like a good time, but we'll find out. So I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. I hope you're doing good also. What's up, Fight Milk? How you doing, man? It's been a minute since I've seen you. How you doing? But yeah, man, it's been busy. It's been busy. So I'm excited though. I'm excited whenever we get a good fight night like this. That's again, I hate staying up so late for the damn pay-per-views, man. Like I don't mean to sound like an old man, but it's hard staying up late at night. You know what I mean? On Saturday for me up till like 1, 2 in the morning. Cause I'm one of those where I go to bed early and I get up early. So making that adjustment when the weekend comes around for fights is hard. So it's always nice when we get like the like when it's in Abu Dhabi or France or the UK, where sometimes in the UK, except for last time, where we could get the fights earlier in the day. That's always a nice little switch up instead of it being so late. But I was thinking about making a video on I kind of already did though on Shavkat and Garry, and then eventually I'll have to do a prediction video coming up. I think that's in like a couple weeks, isn't it? So not far away there. You're thinking about staying up late to watch this weekend's card to experience a card like Europeans? I mean, that'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. That'd be an experience for you. Yeah, that's why I'm always like, man, around the world, the way people kind of just stay up for these cards and stuff is crazy, man. It's crazy. So I'm looking forward to it, though. Do I remember Rustam Kabilov? From where? Going only off Figgy's bantamweight. What's up, Toad? Figgy's bantamweight career, he really hasn't looked too good. This is the fight where Petr Yan finally puts himself back into the title picture with a statement win. Yeah, I think with a big win this weekend, like Yan definitely puts himself like in that conversation, because I feel like everyone likes Yan, dude. Like everyone likes Yan. Like even like his opponents, like everyone likes Yan because he's one of the most entertaining guys to watch. But yeah, it's gonna be hard though because Umar's right there. And I don't want to see Yan versus Umar unless it's for a title, because I like both dudes and I don't want to see them really fight each other at all. But if they're going to have to fight, I'd rather it be for like a title or something. But yeah, I agree. If he beats Figgy, he puts himself back in position. What's up, Rocco? How you doing, man? They moved the Sterling fight off the main card to put Bryce in its place. What the WTF? Yeah, man. I like tweeted about that because I was like, Gracie privilege. Like seriously, like Kron Gracie. I respect the jiu-jitsu. Like, don't get me wrong. I love me some jiu-jitsu, man. I love grappling, active grappling, that is. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's like it's like going back in time. Like, it's like back when the dinosaurs were roaming the earth and shit. It's like looking back in time when the UFC first started. You know what I mean? And it's like that style is just, it doesn't work like that anymore. It doesn't. You have to have some sort of skills on the feet, and he has none, like zero. People shit on Ben Askren for only being a wrestler. Kron Gracie is literally only a jiu-jitsu dude. His striking is awful. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, a 1. You know what I mean? Like it's like about as bad as you can get. So it's just, and then Bryce Mitchell, like, okay, I mean, Bryce Mitchell, he's ranked, he's on a little bit of a skid here, but he's got some good submissions. He's on the feet. But yeah, Sterling versus Mobstar, that's a great fight. People are like bitching up a storm about that fight. I like that fight a lot. I like it a lot because if anyone's going to be able to stop wrestling from Mobstar, one of the guys in the division that you would think would be able to is Aljo. And I think Aljo might be chasing takedowns. And Aljo is more of a submission threat, but I think Mobstar is better on the feet. So it could be one of those where we see two grapplers strike it out. So I don't understand the hate that fight's getting. I think it's a good fight. I still lean towards Mobstar, but that should be on the main card. That's absolutely a main card worthy fight. Khabibulov is from the UFC. He's a guy that defeated Masvidal and lost to Benson Henderson. I recognize the first name. The last name, I don't. And I feel like I would have, though, because it looks like Khabib. But, yeah. What's up, Woods? How you doing, man? Could Jan beat Umar? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's one of those fights where if they fought 10 times, maybe Jan takes like one or two of them. I shouldn't say one. Maybe take. I don't know. I don't know because everyone acts like dude. I'm a big Jan fan, man. I love watching Petr Yan. Like his striking is amazing. He's got really underrated grappling. But like, how does he beat Umar? You know what I mean? Like Jan's not really everyone looks at him as like, or not everyone, but people think that he's like some KO guy. And I'm like, he's gotten some finishes, but he basically is like a master painter for 5 rounds. That's the best way to describe Jan. He's not like he's just not really a finisher. That at least these days towards the top of the division. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying that's the reality. So if he's going to beat Umar, it's going to be a 5-round, decision probably. To where if Umar beats him, I could possibly see Umar getting a sub. I mean, Umar's striking is really good. That's the issue is, I just don't know how you beat Umar or, Usman, his brother. Like, how do you beat him? They're good on the feet and the grappling is probably better than yours. So it's just a very hard matchup. But I think Jan maybe could win 1 or 2 out of 10, but I think Umar wins that the majority of the time. Cody and Cheeto took a round off Figgy. That's what I'm saying. I picked Jan to win the fight, by the way. Spoiler. If you didn't see that video yet, do me a favor, check it out on my main card predictions for this weekend. But I picked Jan. I think Jan wins by I think it's going to be slow early on, and I think Figgy will look good early on, but I think that Jan eventually, as he always does, it's 5 rounds now. So he was in a 3-rounder, right? He was in a 3-rounder against O'Malley. It was a 5-rounder against Merab. And then it was a 3-rounder against Song. So he's back in a 5-rounder where I think 5-rounders really suit Petr better. So I really think that Jan will put on a great performance and win. So I'm hoping he does. But yeah, Figgy's kind of he doesn't throw it. There's not a lot of output. He's kind of like more of a sniper. But again, good luck with that against Jan, What's up, Uncle Fester? John Jones, pound for pound, number 1. He's number 2 right now behind Islam. Nurmagomedov versus Hughes. Who do I got? Maybe I could do a video on that. Should I do a video on that? I don't know. Usman, Nurmagomedov. I don't think anybody beats Usman. I think Usman could be a champion. I think he could be a champion. The only thing is Makhachev is in the lightweight division. So, like, I don't know if we're going to see him in the UFC anytime soon. But, yeah, as long as, like, Islam is not there or whatever, like, I think Usman becomes champ. Is Song versus Umar still happening? Haven't heard much on that. No, I don't know. I don't think it's happening, actually. Maybe it happens next year, early next year, probably before Ramadan, probably, I would guess. But no, because it was supposed to be the main event for Tampa, and the main event is Buckley and Covington. So, yeah, it's not happening on that card. The only weaknesses Umar has ever shown is in the boxing, so I can see Jan getting into range and schooling him there. Yeah, that could be. That could be. And if Jan can pop back up to his feet and fend off the takedowns, I could see him having some success. But again, he'd have to defend a lot of takedowns. What's up, Diego? What's up, Nate? Do I think Merab can honestly out-cardio and wrestle Umar if they fought? 5 rounds of nonstop grappling by Merab would be insane. Look, here's what I'll say. If anyone can do it, it would be Merab. But no, I think Merab beats, or I think that Umar beats Merab. And that's the reason that I think Merab is trying to get the O'Malley rematch is one, O'Malley's Dana's boy. Like he's kind of the golden boy of the division. He's the guy the UFC's like promoting the most in the division right now. And I think that he sees it as a very favorable matchup, even though it's not easy, right? I know that people are like, oh, he went out there and dismantled O'Malley. Like he did put on a good performance, but it's still not easy because Sean's a good striker. He's rangy. He has a tough fight, but Umar is definitely the harder fight. There's no question. Umar is the harder fight. No question at all. Colby should, but yeah, so if anyone could do it, it would be Merab, but I think Umar can stop him. Colby should lose to Buckley, but I could see Buckley using a lot of explosiveness early to defend the takedowns, gasses himself out, and if he doesn't KO Colby, Buck's wrestling didn't look great versus Wonderboy. Yeah, but Wonderboy popped back up to his feet, though. And Buckley's not exactly a wrestler, though. He's developed pretty good grappling. He's just a dude where if you're really athletic, you can like adapt pretty well into grappling, and I think that that's what Buckley has done. But yeah, I think that he can hurt Colby early. Colby's going to play the patient game because it's 5 rounds. I could absolutely see Buckley, possibly melt. I could absolutely see, but if Colby wins, that's how he wins. That's his only key. That's his only way to beat Buckley is if Buckley gets tired and just keeps shooting takedown after takedown and controlling him. Because you got to remember, Buckley's got good cardio and he's strong as hell, and he used to be at 185. So he's going to be a lot bigger and a lot stronger than Colby. So I know that that's not always like that's not always like a factor per se, because I mean, technique is ultimately what matters. But if you have technique and you also have strength, that's a problem. So, but if you guys could like the stream, I would appreciate it. You're not going to believe Colby fights until I see him in the cage and doesn't pull out. I feel the same way. It just feels like some BS is going to happen with that. Dagestani's built different. You ain't wrong. They are, dude. Like they are. I bookmarked some videos because there's these Russian channels on YouTube, and obviously like I can't search them because like I know some basic like things in Russian, but I don't know, like I don't speak the language fluently or anything like that. But these channels, like I don't even know how to search them because it's like all Russian, like writing and whatever, but they pop up and I save them. So then that way I can subscribe to the channels and this and that. But they have like, like wrestling gyms in Dagestan where they're like wrestling and grappling and the dudes are fucking insane, dude. They're all good. Like it is crazy. There'll be like, I don't know. I don't want to say 200 people, but like 100 people in one giant wrestling room, and they all look unbelievable. And I'm like, dude, like it's crazy how they're all so damn good. You know what I mean? It's wild. It is wild. What's up? Came in. There was a vid of Gable Stevenson training with Jones. I want to see Gable fight. Yeah, I did see that, and I actually saw him hitting like. I think it was like the paddle pad or whatever. But yeah, he was hitting pads and then he was like, throwing a couple shots and then dipping in for a takedown. And I'm like, he would be a problem. What weight class do you think he would fight at though? Because I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. Before you say like, oh, he'd have to cut down and make a lighter weight class, like light heavyweight or whatever. Think about it for a second. If Gable Stevenson could get a hold of just about any heavyweight, he's going to be faster. He's going to be more technical. I think Gable could probably dominate almost every heavyweight in the UFC right now in terms of the grappling, right? If he could develop a little bit of striking, he'll be more explosive than not all of them, right? We know Aspinall and some of those guys are pretty good, but I'm saying your average UFC heavyweight, Gable Stevenson probably beats all of them. If he could develop some sort of striking, you know what I mean? Because his athletic ability, he'd be faster, way more technical. Like, maybe that's like a crazy take, but I think Gable Stevenson, if he went the heavyweight route in the UFC, that'd be a problem for everyone, dude. Seriously. What's up, Benitez? Why am I ducking you? Why? What do you mean? I'm not ducking. Ducking what? You can't take another Jan loss. Me either, man. I'm so nervous when Jan fights now. It didn't used to be like that. I used to like enjoy watching Jan fight, and I still do enjoy watching him fight. but I'm nervous as shit the whole time because I'm like, is he going to throw an illegal shot to get DQ'd? Is he going to get robbed of the judges' scorecards? Is some BS going to happen? Like, it just that it feels like that when we're watching Jan now. But yeah, he's one of my favorite guys to watch, man. I can't take another loss either. I want to see him win, get back in the win column. It's better when he's winning for the division. Just give us Umar versus Merab and O'Malley versus Sandhagen. I like those fights. Darren Till got that John Fury body. Darren Till's body's built by Taco Bell or something. Dude, I couldn't believe that. You know how like people say, like, I never knew, like, I've never heard that saying until I think it was like the pictures of Tyson Fury back like when he started to kind of make his way. People were saying that he was built like a bag of milk or whatever. And I'm like, that's how Darren Till is built. I never heard that like saying until Tyson Fury pictures. And that's how Darren Till is built. But yeah, he does have a John Fury body. It's just like weird because Darren Till used to fight at 70 and be in pretty good shape. And now, Buckley has great cardio, especially for a guy that explosive. 100%. He doesn't gas, but if anyone's going to test the cardio, I don't even think it's Colby, actually. I don't, because what's Colby good? Listen, Colby is still a good fighter. Like, I know I shit on Colby because he's annoying. I don't like his, like, comes off as very fake. He says ridiculous shit. I don't like, he's just not my kind of guy. But at the end of the day, like, he is good wrestling. But when you fight Colby, like if I said you had to go fight Colby today and you had to spar him, full-blown MMA sparring in the gym, are you going to be terrified? No. You're going to be like, oh, fuck, I better not get tired. You're not going to be like, oh, I'm getting KO'd. Oh, I'm getting submitted. I mean, maybe if you're inexperienced, you know what I mean? Because he's a professional fighter, for God's sake. But I should say, you see what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't say like the average person, but to a fighter, what's the fear of fighting Colby? What's the fear of fighting Merab? These guys they'll just wrestle you to death, which, yeah, it's tiring and kind of demoralizing, but you're not worried about getting subbed or KO'd. You know what I mean? So Buckley, I think Buckley finishes him, to be honest. Benson Henderson was underrated for sure. Do I got Garry by decision? That's the way I'm leaning right now. Early prediction, I'm leaning Ian Garry. I could even see a finish because the thing is, neither one of these guys have went 5 rounds, have they? In the UFC, at least, because I know sometimes when they are almost to the UFC and they're in like Cage Warriors or LFA or Brave or something like that, they may get a 5-round fight or something, but or LFA. But I have either of them been in a 5-rounder? I don't think so, right? So that's big. That's big, and I think that's great that neither one has that 5-round experience. So we're looking at a matchup to where we have 2 young guys who have only fought 3-rounders. So I'll be curious to see, because you can think someone has good cardio and that's only 3 rounds, but an extra 10 minutes is a big deal. So I think if Shavkat can't sub Garry within the first like 2-3 rounds, I think Garry, I should say first 2, because I think Ian Garry is going to, I don't know. Let me see. Gable Stevenson would be what people thought Blades would be. Yeah, to a degree. Yeah. I could see it. But if he could develop some solid striking, that'd be the key. Sandhagen is mid. I think he's really technical. He just doesn't open up enough. He's not aggressive enough. Darren, big eye still. Colby is slow. He's getting slept. Yeah, I mean, he's also older too. That's a good point. Or yeah, he's older and he's definitely a little slower. Can you just see the takedown coming easy? Buckley leaps into shots and Colby will shoot in those moments. I don't know. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, Shavkat's aggressive. And he's got really good submissions, but I don't know. We'll see. You want to know where Zhang Wei Li is, because she's only fought once this entire year. Yeah, she fought at 300. I thought she would be on this card, but again, she's got a belt, so bro, this Ian to win, delete your channel, brother, respectively. What do you mean, man? I'm not deleting my channel. Is either Shavkat gets a finish or Garry and Shavkat. Well, I could see Shavkat getting a finish. I think the only way Shavkat wins is by finish. I could be wrong, but I think Garry could possibly get a KO. I don't know, because he hasn't been getting a lot of KOs recently. He's basically just been outpointing and picking people apart. So I could see that over the course of 5 rounds. But I could also see Shavkat getting tired and then getting TKO'd or something. Did I see the sparring footage between Garry and Shavkat? Yeah, that's old. People are like reposting that like it just happened. That's old. That's like when both guys were like new to the UFC, or Ian Garry was used to the UFC, I meant. You know what I mean? That's old footage. The real question is, how long can Garry stay on the outside? Shavkat seems physically stronger. He might eventually get Garry on the ground, and then Garry could be in trouble. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like if Ian Garry can't keep Shavkat off of him and can't stop him from moving forward, it's going to be a problem. And also the other thing about Ian, he loves just kind of sitting on the back foot because he's tall and rangy, but that might be a problem if he's letting Shavkat move forward the whole time and letting him, close him down. So that could be an issue for sure. UFC's protecting Wei Lee. I don't know about that. Why would they be? From who? You're glad they booked Bryce with a guy who has absolutely zero ability to KO him. Yeah, they were looking out for Bryce Mitchell. The only thing, Bryce might get a finish on the feet. Bryce might get a KO. What's up, Mike G? Ian makes mistakes on the ground. Shavkat subs him if it goes there. Yeah, I mean, if the fight hits the floor, Ian's in trouble. What's up, Stay K? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Ian Garry is a problem for Shavkat. Won't be an easy fight for him. Respect to these guys for accepting this fight. What's up, Moses? Yeah, I agree 100%. Like people, the thing is this. Look, what I try to pride myself on my channel is, or in just covering the sport, even if I'm not saying I dislike Ian Garry. I'm just using this as an example. A lot of people don't like Ian Garry. You don't have to like him, but recognize the fact that he is a good fighter. And stylistically, he could be a hard matchup for Shavkat. He could be. He's long, he's rangy, he's got good striking, he's fast. I think he's going to be a lot faster than Shavkat. I think that people that are underestimating Garry are going to be surprised by the speed difference. Because I think Gary's going to be able to kind of pepper him on the feet a little bit. But yeah, respect to both for taking the fight, because Shavkat was supposed to have a title fight, and this isn't even for a title. And if he loses, ow. You know what I mean? Ian Garry has an underrated fight IQ and ability to follow a game plan. That's how champions are made. Yeah, and again, going to shoot to box has really helped him out a lot. Look at the grappling he displayed against MVP, so that was impressive. Tadi's wrestling. Yeah, could be. Imagine Kron gets a KO against Bryce. How would question react? Dude, if Kron KOs Bryce has got to hang it up. He's got to hang it up. If you're getting KO'd by Kron Gracie, you got to hang it up, dude. You do. All right. Shavkat will 100% win. If you think Ian will win, you couldn't be more wrong. It's a fight, though, man. Will I ever consider doing debates with other MMA channels? Kenny needs humbling again. I messaged Kenny a while back. He never answered, probably because my channel's smaller. Because he popped in one day on a live stream, and I said we should do that, and he was like, "Oh, just message me," and I did, and he never answered. And some of the other channels, I don't know. Some of them are quite a bit bigger, and they probably are like, "Why would we do that with you? Because that only helps you, not us." But again, I would love to do that. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking of it logically. They got the bigger platforms. So that'd be fun, though. I'd like to do that. I've never done that. I've never done an MMA debate. I just make videos, so that'd be interesting. Shavkat's overrated. The guy hasn't done anything in the big leagues yet. I mean, you could make the argument for Ian, though. But again, the MVP win is a big win. I think that's a big win. But again, they could only control who they fight. You know what I mean? So the UFC just gives them a fight, and then they got to go out there and do their job. So strength of schedule isn't their fault at this point. But I think it's a good fight either way. Yeah, Kron Gracie should be off the main card. I agree. What do I think of Kaya Sakura getting an immediate title shot? The UFC is desperate. The UFC is desperate because No one can basically beat Pantoja, and Asakura has a huge following in Japan. I made a couple voices where I'm like, dude, this dude has like over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I made a couple videos talking about Kai. So he's a good fighter. He's dangerous. He's a finisher. And who else? You know what I mean? They cut Muhammad Makayev. What's Pantoja going to rematch somebody for the 20th time? You know what I mean? So it's someone new. So, and there's a lot of intrigue to that because a lot of people don't know who Kai is. I encourage you to go on YouTube and watch some of the Ryzen fights. I actually might be able to, you know what? I wonder if Ryzen will let me get away with that. If I break down a Kai Asakura fight on YouTube and like draw on there and do like the X's and O's type of shit I used to do, I had to stop doing it because the UFC fucking flags everything. So you can't even break down film, but maybe Ryzen will let me do that with their videos. That might be cool, actually. Break down a Kai fight. But yeah, I mean, I get why they're doing it. I mean, again, it's kind of crazy, but I get why they're giving him a shot because if not, who else? You're curious, have I spoken to Bedtime MMA or Flukas Glazy himself? Would love to see a collab. I mean, I would love to collab with those guys. I think they do a great job. They're funny. They're fun. I like Lucas Tracy a lot. I think he's funny. And I think Bedtime is really good at impressions. But a lot of these dudes, like maybe I could hit Bedtime up on, I don't know where to message them. And Lucas is hard to get a hold of. You know what I mean? I don't really know how to get a hold of him. So, but I'd love to if they're ever happen to see this. That'd be cool, man. That'd be fun. You'd guess this all confirms it'll be Usman versus JDM in Australia. Let's go JDM. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Oh, that was a troll, Kenny. Kenny's got his own little troll people. I didn't know that people would create a fake account of Kenny. I didn't think that he was that he would have like fans like that. What's up, PPC? Looking like a 2005 Wolverine after making weight for a bantamweight fight. Why? What do you mean for a bantamweight fight? I look that frail. Drinkus voice. Mate, I never said that Jake and Bedtime should make MMA videos together. I just said they should collab completely different things, mate. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I got you. I got you. I know what you mean. Like a collab is in like a live, and then we just talk shit in terms of MMA. I know what you mean. What's up, Caesar? Layla Machado is a real man's man. Bedtime got the best impressions. He does have some good impressions. Is Yuri done or maybe a second title run? What's up, Silva? He's got to get a win. He's got to get a big win too. You know what I mean? He's got to get it. You know, if he fights Jamal Hill or someone like that and can get a KO victory, he's right back in it because Yuri's a big name. And I think that Yuri could beat most guys in the division. I think that, you know, Poetan's just Poetan, you know? So, I don't know. If it's JDM versus Usman, I got JDM to win. I mean, yeah, JDM will pick Usman apart on the feet. No question. But if Kamaru comes in and tries to wrestle, maybe we could see a little bit of a difference. But he's getting up there in age. I think JDM would pick him apart. He'll be too fast. Does Usman Nurmagomedov beat Charles if they fight? I mean, yeah, I think Usman would beat him. What's up, Omar? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. How much do I think the UFC pays John Jones for the Aspinall fight? 10 plus mil, maybe. I don't know how much he actually gets paid. I don't know how much he gets paid because that'd be interesting to know. Because I know Connor makes, you know, the most, I think. But John, I could see someone like John making that kind of money to fight Aspinall, considering, you know, he's one of the bigger names that's still left around. If Curtis Blades had better footwork and better fight IQ, he's got all the skills to beat these bums. I mean, I wouldn't say that they're bums, man, but there's the dudes that he's losing to. Like, he lost to Aspinall. He lost to, or no, he beat Almeida. I picked him to win that fight. Yeah, he gets into like that big opportunity bout and then he loses. That's been Curtis Blades' issue. It's almost like similar but different, right? Because Cowboy Cerrone had like a million fights. But in terms of, I'll explain, Curtis Blades had like the cowboy effect where Curtis Blades would beat a couple dudes in a row and you'd be like, oh, he might be on to something here. And then he fights like, a top 5 guy, loses. And then it's like back to the drawing board again, fights another top 5 guy, loses. And then that's kind of what happened to Cowboy. It's a similar thing. Who's Usman Nurmagomedov's toughest test? It would probably be Islam. What's up, Mitchie MMA Rants? Thank you for the $5, man. I appreciate that very much. JDM Shavkat is going to be the actual title fight in the near future, in your opinion? I agree. Again, thanks for the $5. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I would agree with you. I think that both guys in this division are, you got Ian Garry, you have JDM, and you have Shavkat, who are like looked at as, I think, the new. And you could even throw Joaquin Buckley's name in there because, I mean, he's been on a tear also. But, I mean, these guys are studs, man. And JDM was losing to Gilbert Burns, comes back, gets a crazy KO over Gilbert. He got injured, unfortunately, so he's out for a while. But I think JDM versus Shavkat is a big fight. Maybe they would do that in Australia, actually. Now, I don't know. Because of the timing, because they're going to be going there for 312. I think it's 312, right? So, I don't know, but yeah, I could see that. I could see that in the future too, depending on how the how the cards unfold with some of the matchups. So, but thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate that. Tom Aspinall seemed like a kid on Christmas after talking to Hunter and Dana. I think the Saudis going to write a check. Could be, but they don't have to go there for that. You know what I mean? They could, because the thing is, John is a American champ. So I don't think that Dana is going to want to go there and do that. He'll probably want to do that in the U.S. But I could see a scenario where they do some giant event where they do Aspinall versus Jones if they're able to get it done. And then they have Riyadh season a part of it. Just like kind of what they did for the Sphere. They do something like that. Deck out a big card, have Jones versus Aspinall. I could see that happening. I could see that happening for sure. When is the job market going to improve? I don't know, man. It's wild out here. Also, you have Shavkat and Buckley winning comfortably. I don't know about Shavkat winning comfortably, but I could see Buckley winning comfortably, though. But yeah, Mitchie, you think Buckley, the dark horse? That's what I think so too. I made a video saying that I think he's like one of the dark horses of the and one of the issues in the welterweight division right now, for sure. You think those hits by Roofy would have put most unranked lightweights out? James had extra durability because of the extra weight. 100%, dude. 100%. But again, James was tough to begin with anyway. Remember when he fought Slava? So he kind of showed that he's tough as hell. So, if Usman and Sarukian fight, who wins? I got Usman. I think he's better. He's better. He's better on the feet. He's long. He's fast. And he's got better grappling. Who wins, Prime Benson Henderson or Islam? Islam. Hughes is going to give Usman a tough fight. I agree because, dude, Usman is he's a damn good fighter, and so is Paul Hughes. And Paul Hughes, talk about a fast rise. Didn't he only have one fight so far in PFL/Bellator? Only one fight so far, right? He came off the Cage Warriors, and that is a huge jump up in competition to probably the best fighter in the organization. Like, I don't think that's a stretch. You know what I mean? I think Nurmagomedov and PFL Bellator is probably their best fighter overall, pound for pound. And Paul Hughes, if he could go in there and beat him, that'd be crazy. Buckley fights like a what the fuck? What's up, Julian? Yeah, well, the thing about Buckley that I've always said is he's kind of a wild card dude to fight because he's crazy in there. He's kind of fights like Mike Tyson. He's got that peekaboo style. He's got big power. He's explosive. He's well-rounded now, so he's a hard fight. Who do I got for Colby versus Buckley? I got Buckley by KO, by finish. Buckley versus JDM, that would be crazy. Maybe we see that at some point. JDM or Elliott. JDM. What's up, Abdul? How you doing, man? Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Do I think WW3 will happen before UFC 310? I hope not, for fuck's sake. I hope not. I want peace out here, man. I want peace. You still believe in Colby? What do you mean? Like what has he shown you that makes you still believe in him though? That performance, I know Leon's good, but that performance was bad. Broken foot or whatever. I think that Colby was going to get picked apart in that fight anyway. Imava versus Izzy. Who do I got? Early thoughts. The way that Izzy looked against DDP, I thought was impressive. I think Izzy can beat him. You hope Usman joins the UFC and becomes champ? Yeah, down the line, I'd love to see that. John Bones wants Neil Magny next, bro. He says it's a Legends fight. Yeah, for legacy. Yeah. The greatest gatekeeper in welterweight history. Yeah, John Jones is out for credentials now, right? To Wolverine MMA. Trump voice. You want people to, I want people to stop dying. Yeah. Any Nursultan Ruzaboev news? I thought that we had some. Didn't Ruzaboev? I thought we did. I thought I saw something about that. Maybe I'm mixing it up, but no, it's not confirmed. Izzy versus Imavov is not confirmed, but there's been some hints. There's been some hints about that possibly getting booked. What's up, Tehran? You think Colby puts a pace on Buckley? His performance against Wonderboy, except for the finish, didn't really impress me. But again, that's Wonderboy, though. You know, he's a tricky puzzle on the feet. So, but I see what you're saying. But I think Buckley will be able to finish him. Who do I got for DDP versus Hamzat? I got Hamzat by submission. Do I think Shavkat would beat Ian's ass? No, I don't. I think it's going to be a hard fight for both guys. John knows what he's doing, getting the fans riled up. I mean, it's working. It's working. If Usman and Islam fight, who wins? Even though that will never happen, I think Islam probably beats him. I think Makhachev probably wins. But yeah, that would never happen. Colby seems washed. Buckley in round 1. I mean, yeah, I don't know if like Colby's like washed, but I just don't think he's stylistically, like I don't think he's that troubling for Buckley. But yeah, I think Buckley probably finishes him. Gary's gonna sub Shavkat. That'd be nuts. Have I heard Usman and Paul Hughes announced who do I got and why? I did see that was announced. I was actually thinking if you guys want me to make a video here, I'll put up a poll actually, because sometimes I do stuff about other organizations. Or actually, no, I'm not going to do a poll, but I'll just ask you guys. Just let me know in the chat. Should I make a video on Paul Hughes versus Usman today? I'll do it. Because I mean, I like watching both of those guys fight. So I could make a video on that today, right after this, because I should have some time. How much money does John need for that Aspinall fight? A lot. Millions. 10 plus for sure. You're rooting for Battle to beat Brown. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I think Battle could beat him. Brian Battle's fun. Jones wants more money to fight Tom. UFC should give it to him. I think they will. Fluffy's fighting Brendan Allen. That Saudi card is looking like a banger. Izzy versus Imavov, Rosenstrike versus Pavlovich, MVP versus Shara. I love it. As long as that's actually what happens, because we don't have like confirmation that all of that is happening though. So John should have stayed at light heavyweight. Better fights to make there. You're kind of right. I think you're right, actually. I think you're right. Brendan Allen and Fluffy are rematching. Who do I got? I think it will be close because Allen's got wrestling, but Hernandez will be too much for him. Yeah, I think that I think Fluffy runs him over, to be honest with you. I do. I mean, Brendan Allen's got some good submissions, but the way that Fluffy looks right now, he looks pretty unstoppable. There's not many guys that are going to be able to beat him, in my opinion. 20 million, yeah, I could see John getting that. You don't think Jones has ever had a pay-per-view sell over 700K and wants 10 mil? Shake my head. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, but I mean, he's one of the bigger names, and the UFC doesn't have he's kind of the last of that like OG breed, you know. Azamat got canceled. Wasn't he supposed to be fighting at 310? Or no, not 310. That was supposed to be at the MSG card, right? When's that getting rescheduled? I wanted to see that fight. Wasn't it Azamat and Krylov? That would have been a fun fight. Yeah, Hamzat and Fluffy would be interesting. Do I think Brendan Allen could beat Izzy? No. I think Izzy beats him. That UFC 310 doesn't look all that good, to be honest. Only fight I care for is Garry and Shavkat. Yeah, I mean, there's some fights here and there, but yeah, I see what you're saying. Brennan lived up to the title of having the most fraudulent 6-fight win streak in the division. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Who deserves the number one pound for pound spot right now? To me, I think Islam being number one makes sense to me, and I think John at like 2 sounds about right. Pineda at 3. That all seems about right to me. I could see. I don't know where Topuria was, but he should definitely be top 5. I don't know if he was. I didn't see I saw the list, I think, briefly, but I didn't like go through the whole thing. Osmat will get rebooked for Saudi. Yeah, I hope they get that fight rebooked because one, I like the matchup. 2, Osmat's looking like a problem right now. You don't blame Jones for wanting a big bag at the end when he's the GOAT and watching guys like Jake Paul make 40 million. I mean, I get that, but again, it's MMA, not boxing, so it's a little different. And boxing is a going out of business sale every time they do an event. You think Ko Bahalo will beat Chimaev? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I don't know. I would still have Chimaev winning that. Who actually cares about that UFC 310 main event? Pure garbage. I mean, I don't think it's it's not a massive main event, but the matchup I think is actually good. I actually think it's a good matchup because Kaya Sakura is fun to watch. He's fun to watch. And Pantoja is really underrated. Very underrated. Who should Holloway fight next? Charles Oliveira for the BMF or Dan Hooker for the BMF? Garry and Shavkat should have been for the interim title. Yeah, but I think that they didn't do it because Bilal is not going to be out that long. If the UFC makes Jones versus Pineda, I could see them giving Magomed Khalil Roundtree. Dude, I swear to God. They better not do that. They better not do that. They better not do that. Uncle Live's next for the title. Next for the title shot. Which fight was better, Teixeira versus Yuri in the UFC? I mean, there's a lot of other fights I would say that were better than that one. But that was a good comeback fight. That was a good comeback. Osmont was more active. He's so fun, but he's 34 and inactive. Yeah, that's true, but he's still fun to watch. That was a great performance his last time out. Great performance. Holloway should probably fight Hooker or Oliveira. That's what I'm saying. I agree. Yeah, the Azamat fight got canceled. Bo Nipple and Poke Iman. Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. Maybe they booked that. I don't know. I don't know if they do Chris Weidman that dirty though. Not to say he couldn't win, but I think Bo would win that though. Holloway versus Diego Lopez for the BMF is the fight to make. I mean, well, Holloway's he's up at 55 now. So, and Lopez is trying to make a run at 45. Piper is such a good style to beat DDP. Piper is a style to beat anybody in the division because of how powerful he is, you know. Michael Chandler should fight maybe Dariush next. That's a winnable fight for him. Yeah, I agree. MMA fans have the memory of goldfish. You're only as good as your last performance, so you look bad once and they shit on you. Look what they did to my boy Bo. I mean, that is kind of how it goes. Yeah, I think if anyone's gonna beat Poatan at 205, it would be Magomed. Please give Ank the title shot next. I've been waiting to see Ank. Hardcore fans will stop talking about Alex ducking. I bet Alex Chinzo. I think someone would get KO'd. I'll say that much. What's up, Derek? Paul Craig. Why don't I show questions on the screen? Because I don't have like I'm going live in YouTube, like from within YouTube. I'm not using like StreamYard or anything to pull up the questions. Maybe I'll do that at some point. I'm just like reading the chat. Eventually I'll get something like that. And so we can do that. That'd be fun. Michael Chandler will never fight for the belt again. Do I agree? Yeah, I feel like we may never see Michael fight for the belt again, unfortunately for him. Randy Brown versus Brian Battle is such an underrated matchup. That is a fun fight. I think Brian Battle wins, but you can't sleep on Randy Brown. Any thoughts on Carlos being a minus 250 against Uzdemir? Am I crazy to think this is that Uzdemir will beat him? No, I don't think you're crazy. I just think that Alberg is too fast. That's what it comes down to. But Volkan could absolutely win because he's very underrated. But I think Alberg is just that good. You don't think Jones is scared of Tom like people delusional keep saying? I mean, I think he knows that Tom is like the one guy that could probably beat him, though. I do think that. I do think John looks at him as like a crazy threat. Yeah, there are some wild odds this weekend. I was seeing that. What would my take on Brennan Allen if he beats Hernandez? I mean, that'd be very impressive because Hernandez is looking unstoppable right now. It'd be very impressive. What's up, Frankie? How you doing, man? Bo Nipples versus Michelle Pineda. I mean, I think Bo could probably out grapple him there, probably. Max versus Hooker is going to be a battle of endurance. Yeah, that'd be a fun fight, especially at 55 where they're not draining themselves. It'd be fun. Can we all be honest? In the group, Michael Chandler UFC run has been very mediocre. Only wins are Ferguson and Hooker. Yeah, but it's been entertaining, though. It's been entertaining. Shavkat is bad for risking his title shot. I don't understand why you could give Ian respect to while a win over Rakhmonov will give him a title shot. If I was Shavkat, you would wait. Yeah, but he's waited. He's been sitting on the sideline for a while, though. That's the only problem for Shavkat, you know? If Andre Petrosky and Bo Nickel fight, who wins? Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel. So, 2 and 4 is usually a cuttable of Feds. Yeah, but he's entertaining, though. He's entertaining. That's the thing. A Boost versus Roman Dolidze to the Saudi card. I like that matchup. That would definitely favor a Boost. But every time I feel like we sleep on Roman Dolidze, he wins. So, so. I was just reading some messages I was getting there. Let's see. Who should Dustin fight next? A fun fight. Maybe he fights Connor again. Maybe he fights Gaethje. Maybe if they could get Nate Diaz back into the UFC, which I don't think is going to happen. Maybe they do an Oliveira rematch. Maybe they do him versus Max. Some sort of fun fight, probably. Jacob Alcoon or Bo? I still think Bo wins. Boost is making a comeback. He is. And look, he lost to Strickland. Like people clown on Strickland, but Strickland's still a good fighter. He's a former champion. That's who a Boost lost to. So it's like if that's who you lost to, you know, and he's beating up on everybody else for the most part. So yeah, Bo's got like great wrestling, but yeah, he brings the abuse. Yeah, he definitely sets himself up. If Reyes gets KO'd by Smith, that would be tragic. I mean, I would have probably have waited for a title, but again, like Shavkat, like it seems like the time is now, though. I don't know. So I get it. I get it. And I think he feels confident that he'll win. Poirier versus Colby, we'll never see it. Because remember, Poirier's like, I'm never going to help that guy make money off me. All Bo really needed against Craig was a jab to set everything up instead of just throwing. Yeah, look, Paul Craig is easy to tag on the feet. That's all I'm going to say. Abus versus Ikram for who's the lesser fraud. I mean, they're both good fighters. I don't think they're frauds. They're just, they got big step up in competitions early and got folded, you know. It does sound Jonesy, but that's what Poirier said, man. He's like, I don't like that guy. And Poirier's a name, and he's like, if I fight this dude, he's basically like, I'm helping him with business. And he's like, I don't want to do that. So, I mean, I guess I see what he's saying, but because Colby's not a draw. Like, there's like this illusion that Colby Covington is like some sort of draw. He's not a draw, you know? He isn't, in my opinion. Bo Nickel messed up because what's crazy is who is number one in his division, because I'm telling you, Bo Nickel will ragdoll a guy like Sean Strickland so bad. He could. It depends on who he's matched up with. If you give him guys that don't have anywhere near the level of grappling that he has, sure, he should be able to beat him, but I don't know. I'm not so sure that he could beat Strickland. You reckon Colby dealt with Dustin in training and he knows what time it would be? Yeah, probably. Probably. He would just get taken down a bunch. He would just get wrestled. That's what he knows. And Poirier's like, I just want to go in there and strike with people, you know? Did you see Colby Covington talking crap about Jones, saying how he's scared of Tom? I did see that. I did see him say that. And Colby's scared of Ian Garry. Yeah, Abus's gas tank is something that we'll always have to keep an eye on. Yeah, I think if Sergey's going to beat Jairzinho, it's going to be in the first round probably. Yeah, Strickland does have very good get-ups. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Bo could take him down, but Strickland gets back up. And then I think Strickland is, well, not I think, he's a way better striker than Bo Nickel, like, without question. Colby ain't got the right to say someone is ducking when he ducked Garry Hamzat Shavkat, I believe. Yeah. What's up, Entertained? How you doing, man? Prime versus Prime. Colby greater than Burns. Maybe. I don't know. I could see Burns cracking him, but yeah, Colby might just wrestle him. But then again, Burns has good jiu-jitsu. Better wrestling, Habib or Chimaev. Hard for me to go against Chimaev right now, man. Both of them are very good, though, so I don't know. Hamzat's just finishing people really fast, so. Rosenstrike is fighting Pavlovich. Damn, dude, never learns. Props for the massive balls, though. Yeah, look, I mean, but again, Rosenstrike is more, he's very technical. He kind of like, jabs and leg kicks basically. So that might be an issue, but Rosenstrike's kind of slow and he doesn't have very good footwork. So I think Sergey can KO him. No, yeah, Hamzat, I think if he took Strickland down, it would be a problem. Prime Colby is a tough fight for anyone at 170 ever, in your opinion? I mean, yeah, with his pace and pressure and stuff. Yeah, he's definitely relentless. Next, Edward versus Brady, Usman versus JDM, Burns versus Morales, and Protest versus Page. I mean, those are some good matchups. I don't know if they go with that, though. I don't know if they go with that. We'll see. But the other issue with Prime Colby too is like he kind of fought guys towards the end of the road, though. They were names, but they were guys that were no longer in their prime. If you're being completely honest, Jones has no real competition at heavyweight besides Tom. I mean, yeah, yeah. The more entertaining fights for Jones are definitely at light heavyweight. I would agree too. Protest versus Jeff Neal. That'd be a fun fight. That'd be a fun fight. Who's the better striker in the UFC? In my opinion, probably have to go with like Alex Pineda because he's KOing everybody and he's a good striker. Um, so right now, well, him. You got Taporia. You know, Taporia is the best boxer. I've been saying that for a long time. Does Colby have one highlight? No. No. I don't think so. Who does Jared fight next? Paulo Costa. I think Jared Cannonier and Paulo Costa should fight. Protest versus MVP. That would be crazy. But I think that MVP is going to up to isn't he going up to 185 maybe? There is a chance that Jones does move back to 205. I could see that happening. No, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Or maybe I do. Is that someone who makes like those memes, the little fight memes after every fight or whatever? There's two fighters that I'm looking forward to is Loner. Yeah, dude, Loner Cavnall's a stud, man. What's up, Abdul? Fixed smash predictions? What do you mean? Do you think Holland got robbed against JDM? I mean, it was a close fight. It was a close fight. Big Unk needs to move to heavyweight, and his first test should be Tom. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Yeah, the cartoon character dude. I've seen him. I've seen him. He makes some funny stuff. DDP versus Strickland 2, co-main event in January. The winner can face Hamzat. How's that? I mean, based on how the timeline's going, I think Hamzat has absolutely earned the next shot. But the way that it's going to time up, I feel like they're going to end up doing DDP versus Strickland. But I want to see DDP versus Hamzat. But either way, solid fights. Who should Pineda fight next? Ankalaev. Fixed match predictions? I don't know. I don't know. Costa versus Jared and Protest versus Burns is the co-main. I don't know if Gilbert Burns is going to take that fight, to be honest. I don't think he'll take that fight. I'm not saying he would turn it down, but it'd be like, who else you got? I'm a little older, man. I want some fun fights. Yeah, Marvin Vittori's been out for a while. I don't know who he's going to fight. Yeah, I think if anyone at 205 is going to beat Pineda, I think that it would be Magomed. A win over Costa is nothing compared to what Hamzat has done. Yeah. Bo versus Jack Hermanson. Dude, you don't sleep on Jack, man. Don't sleep on Jack Hermanson. But I could see them booking that. Yeah, Marvin's limited. Yeah, he's just basically like moves forward, decent boxing, solid wrestling, and built out of stone. Doesn't get hurt. So, or kind of he could get. I remember Costa rocked him with a head kick, but yeah, he's like a big stubborn Reptar from Rugrats. That's who he reminds me of. Vittori versus Allen was the fight to make. Yeah, I wanted to see that fight. I wanted to see that. Kaio versus Whitaker. I could see that. I could see that being next. Bo versus Holland. I don't think Holland will take that fight though, because Holland did them a favor by fighting Hamzat on short notice. He probably wants all strikers. Yeah, don't sleep on Jack Hermanson, man. Don't sleep on Jack. You see, they want to do Adesanya versus Imavov, which is a winnable matchup for Izzy when Kaio is available. Yeah, Izzy versus Imavov is a good style matchup. I think Izzy can beat both of them. The Izzy that showed up against DDP on the feet looked fantastic. He did. His boxing looked improved. He looked good on the feet. I think Izzy can beat both of those guys. And they're still hard fights, but I actually think stylistically those are good matchups for Izzy. Yeah, I could see Sean possibly beating DDP because DDP, Sean would get right back up from the takedowns. The only thing that I question is what would Sean do different because he fights the same way every time. Jab, teep, occasional right hand. And it's like, is that going to be, I mean, it was enough for him to beat, Adesanya, and it's been enough for him to beat some good guys, but I don't know if that's enough to beat DDP. That's the only thing that gets me concerned. Who do I think wins, Kaio or Imavov? I think Imavov can beat him. I do. Yeah, I could see Kaio possibly getting a sub there. I could see that. I could see that. So, do I think Robert Whittaker will have a frequent problem? What? With his jaw? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I've never seen someone really get their jaw crushed like that. So, could be. That's a pretty serious injury to have there. So, but yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that happen. People were saying, well, there was an injury before that kind of is what caused that or whatever, but I don't know. Imagine how it feels to have someone's face break in your grip. Dude, I know. I was thinking about that. I'm like, that probably, I mean, that's nuts. That is nuts. Cannonier versus Delidze, Costa versus Hermanson, Nickel versus Weidman, and Craig versus GM3. I could see that. What's up, Hank? Hope you're doing well as well, man, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I think I might get off here in just a second so I can make a while I still got some energy. Usman versus Paul Hughes was just announced for PFL/Bellator. So I'll do a little more research first on some of the particulars, but I think I might have to make a video on that because maybe some other content creators will, but I feel like I should make a video on it. I think that's a good fight. Do I think the UFC should open a women's atom weight division? Maybe if they have enough people for it. What's up, Frederick? Costa versus Marvin 2. I could see that, man. I could see that. The timing, accuracy will be better, and that's what's needed. The awkwardness threw him off, and maybe wrestling back offensively whenever he gets a chance. That's true. That's true. Biggest robber in the UFC because of going with Gamrot versus Sarukian. Piper KO's Hamzat? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Hamzat's grappling is just next level. Yeah, I'd like to see them rebook the Campbell fight for Rufy as well. I would too. But I'm gonna hop off here, man. I think I might make a video on Usman Nurmagomedov versus Paul Craig. No, I almost said Paul Craig. That that'd be bad if Paul Craig was stepping in there. Even though he'd be bigger, he'd still lose. So I'm gonna get going on that. Thank you everybody for hopping in here today, and appreciate the support. See you next time.